So, Brittney Griner was traded for arms dealer Victor Boot. Let's just stay right there for a minute. Brittney Griner, a former U.S. WNBA basketball player, even if we want to attach star to her name, a former WNBA basketball star, was traded for world-renowned, notoriously known arms dealer Victor Boot. It's crazy, man. I mean, a lot of people are happy that Brittney's home, and I'm not. I could care less one way or the other whether if she's home or not. Congratulations to her. I'm not hating on her for being released. My whole situation with my whole problem with this whole entire situation is the U.S. government and the policies that we live under and we're subject to as Americans, and particularly as African Americans, our treatment in this country, and to watch the United States, our government, negotiate a deal to release a world-renowned arms dealer to a country who is in the midst of a conflict with Ukraine right now, as this is happening. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like, and I made a post online about it, and I knew, like, see me, I'm never trying to be popular. Like, I've been famous all my life, yo. I've been popular all my life, like, no lie. Like, I swear to God, since I was a kid, like, just off my name, no disrespect, like, for real, like, just off my name alone, Bebo, like, people was just intrigued with that shit alone. Like, people just like saying my name, yo. I felt like I was on a fucking sports team, man. Like, for real, Bebo, real talk. So, being popular don't mean shit to me. Like, I don't care about none of that fame shit, because I feel like I've been famous all my life. You know what I mean? So when I say something, that should be directly from the heart. When I view things, I view them shits fully. I take information in the full scope. I don't just look at what's on the surface. And what I'm really realizing is I'm dealing with a lot of surface dwellers. Like, it be a lot of people that's just only feeding off the content that's being fed to them through the media and other little tidbits and pieces and bits that they getting from here and there. They not motherfucking going to look in the pots and checking the cabinets in the fridge to make sure that this shit wasn't delivered by an outside service. They just eating whatever the fuck is on the plate that's being delivered to them. I'm not that person. Like, I was groomed from a child, like, to seek and search out information, the bottom line. Like, almost my whole neighborhood was into the nation of gods and earths. Like, we were seekers of information, like, early. Like, I knew things that people are just learning now, and as adults, late in midlife. As a kid, as a teen, I knew this shit. You know what I mean? Like, so my view on things be totally different. Soon as I seen that, I was looking at it in a whole nother view from the majority of the people. Majority of the people are just like, yo, they freed this woman. You know what I mean? I'm happy she's home. Yeah, I don't care what it cost us. Me, I'm like, yo, they released this arms dealer. This dude is responsible for hundreds and hundreds of thousands of deaths if not millions, just in Africa alone. He negotiate with countries that's in conflict. That's his job. That's what he do. And then they release him to Russia. I'm looking, and then I'm looking at the government itself. Like, yo, y'all not giving y'all not giving no aid to nobody here. We got people here suffering and struggling and dealing with all types of strife and injustices that's publicly known, like shown, like magnified to the world, injustices on black people and other people just generally in this country. And y'all go and negotiate the release of an ex-WNBA player for a world-renowned arms dealer in the midst of Russia having a conflict with another country? Like, what are y'all doing? And y'all sending aid over to Ukraine? Like, this shit is just it's crazy. It's just such a contradiction. And then, you know, my issue, another issue when I made my post or whatever, listen, ladies, women, people of the female gender, I love y'all, man. I love y'all. In particular, my black woman and black women. I love black women. But y'all gotta stop gassing everything and falling into this. It's woman fueled. Like sometimes it may be a woman as the face of whatever's going on. That may be a part of what's going on. But that's not the whole issue. Like, it's POWs, people that fought for this country that's still locked up in other countries that haven't been negotiated for. It's not about her gender. It's not about men hating on women. Like, men, y'all have to stop accepting this from the media. That's that food again at the table. You just eating and you not checking to see if how this shit been prepared. What's the ingredients? Like, stop just eating and running with things. Yes, men have done some bad things throughout history concerning women. Men probably should have pulled women up along his side way earlier in times. But come on now, like, you can't start letting an emotional offset to a counterpart start being the premise for everything that's going on. Like, yo, yeah, men just mad because she a female, she a black woman, or she a woman, period. Men just mad that she got out. And nah, people ain't, but men is thinking on a whole deeper level than the surface. And that's why man and woman need each other. That's why we need to communicate and be able to communicate and talk and speak without the thinking that, yo, this person is just saying this to me because of my gender, or they just feel like that because of their gender. Like, come on now, ladies, y'all gotta stop hiding in the folds of y'all gender with every issue. Like, sometimes it's just black and white. This shit was wrong. This guy is responsible for fucking hundreds of thousands of deaths, yo. This girl was really over there breaking the law in the territory. She broke the law in a territory. That's period. Like, we can't say, it's not for us to say how they dictate their laws, because that allows people to come in and say how we dictate our laws. Like, yo, y'all should do this. It's people that think that American laws and the prison system and the penal system and the justice system over here is cruel and harsh. They're like, yo, how y'all locking people up for 25, 30 years? Like, it's people that feel like that around in other countries. But, you know, they could feel like that from a distance. They have no right to come over here and say how the show's being ran, just like we don't have no right. No matter how many people protest and feel like it's wrong, we could always say it's wrong, because we've been doing that for years. There's thousands of names we could just pull out the hat that we could say, hey, this was wrong, and we stood up for and protested against. But at the end of the day, you don't release no arms dealer. Like, this woman was actually breaking the law in a territory she was in. And as Americans, we all know that we're taught this, and she was an American. Ignorance is not an excuse for the law. So even if she's saying, yo, well, I didn't know, it's not an excuse. You got caught. This is the punishment. You got to deal with it. Now, if that's the case, we need to start just volleying for a lot of these in-house political prisoners that's right here on these shores. Yo, let this guy go, man. He did something in the 60s. This is what was going on. Everybody was wrong. He deserves to be out. Like, why not? The U.S. government shouldn't have a problem with that. You know what I mean? Like, they shouldn't. They should be letting people out that was involved in civil rights movements and issues that, like people like Larry Hoover and things like people that were organizing blacks, no matter what it turned into. If we doing that, then you might as well let Larry Hoover out. And a list of other people, like it's so many other people here. Like we may feel sad, we may feel like, yo, damn, they should, but our protest has done nothing to open no gate because it is what it is. They did what they did. She did what she did. It is what it is. Was the punishment harsh? It was, but hey, who are we to, we can't, she knew. Just like somebody do something out here, somebody be like, oh, you knew what it was? That's why I don't be, honestly, that's why, I used to be in the streets fucking around. I don't fuck with none of that street shit. I don't co-sign it. I'm not standing, none of that shit, because all that shit is subjective. Like that shit is just, all that shit, every last part of the street shit is subjective. That's why it's fake. Niggas would be like, free a killer, right? Until he kills somebody they love. You know what I mean? So all that shit is subjective. So you can't subscribe to none of that shit in all actuality. All that shit is subjective. And once I realized that, I totally cut my fucking subscription off and start seeing shit for what it really was. Just like how I could see this for what it really is. Like, shorty broke the fucking law. She was somewhere where the law is this. I don't give a fuck if she was in Cali. That's what they do every day. You ain't in Cali. You know what I mean? That's just like you go somewhere right here in the States and, you know, it's like, yo, over here, like a perfect example. And I was in a place called Garland, Texas one time. They don't sell no alcohol whatsoever. Gotta leave Garland to get alcohol. You know what I mean? Period. That's just how it is. That's the law there. That's what's going on. She knew what it was over there. And if she didn't know, like I said before, ignorance is no excuse for the law. I mean, we got to start looking beneath the surface. Like they just released a guy that could be responsible for blowing up your whole state next year. He could wipe off your whole state or off the map of the United States next year with a plan and supply the weapons to do so to a country who we known to have conflict with. Like we was beefing with Russia back when Gorbachev was like, come on, man. You got to know your, that's why you got to be looking at, you have to be looking at really what's going on beneath the surface. That's why you can't just be running with information, just dragging on to grabbing on to anything that people start posting. Once it become a thing, if you get any type of interest to it, just go back to the beginning. Like, yo, let me see where this shit started. First of all, who is this person? Okay, she started her career here. Boom. Okay, she was playing and she went across seas, started playing. Okay, boom, boom. Okay, and then follow. Then when you see this dude right here, who is this? Who is this guy? Don't take the stance of I'm just happy Brittney's free. I don't care who it is or who they let go. Are you serious? Like this is a guy that's a threat to you as well. So her freedom is worth millions of people being threatened. That's where we at with it because she's a woman. Like, is that really where we at with it? That's the argument. The defense, because that's the only defense and heat that I'm really hearing and getting back from people's like, oh, you must hate women or you just mad a black woman and black men out here committing crimes and y'all don't be getting that. So you, what? No, it's not none of that. It's what I'm saying right here. I'm saying this right here about the trade, the arms dealer, the type of threat he is. It's this. Can we get off the fact of she's a woman and all this? I'm talking about this. You brought she's a black woman into this and I'm hating women and I'm not talking about women. I'm talking about the circumstances, which is a trade. It could have been it could have been LeBron James, yo. It could have been LeBron James. I'd have took the same stance. I'd have had the same exact feeling. Like, my shit don't be wavering. I just told you I don't be subscribing to all that, and nothing subjective. Like, my feeling is my feeling towards it, because I done evaluated it, I done went and dug up all the ingredients. And on top of that, more so than not, a lot of people don't be knowing things because they have a distant relationship with themselves. I don't have that. I know who I am. People will say, yo, I will never do this. And then you'll see them doing it. And then you'll be able to criticize them for it. That's not me. Anything people could think they could criticize me for, I could come stand right up and be like, yeah, that was me. I did that. That's what I'd like, yo, what are you talking about? Yeah, that was me. I ain't never hide my face. I ain't never shamed from it. People don't be liking to live like that. Like, everybody loved getting dialed up and fly in the mirror until somebody else hold the mirror up to them and show them their reflection. And let them know, like, yo, your collar out of order, got a stain on it. Or your shirt not tucked in right. Your belt look too loose. Why your shoes look tight. You know what I mean? Because they seeing one thing in the mirror, but somebody else is coming like, yo, nah, this is what's really going on with you. And it be true. When it start hitting home, when they really start checking themselves out, like, yo, damn, these shoes is really not my size. I was trying to look cute. Then this belt really ain't tight enough. You know what I mean? I got my pants sagging off my ass. You know what I mean? The response is usually anger. You know what I mean? Or they start feeling some way towards you and start verbally assaulting you, or start attacking your appearance. Well, look at your shoes, or but I ain't the one getting dressed up to go out. I'm just letting you know before you step out, what you stepping out to. I'm not the one getting dressed. Let's not talk about me here. I'm talking about you. We talking about you right now. These are the things you need to fix. And see, once people get off of that focus and start trying to pick and see what's wrong with you, they'll never fix their own problems. Like, they'll never fix that shit. That shit'll continue to be sloppy. They'll continue to look in the mirror thinking they perfect and be sloppy as a motherfucker. You gotta stop doing that shit, man. And again, like I said, the reason I went on the forefront of about blacks not receiving reparations and all that, because people start like, what are you talking about? Blacks not getting reparations? Because this dude they released is responsible for killing hundreds of thousands of, possibly millions of black people. You know what I mean? So if y'all gonna like, y'all gotta pay. When is y'all gonna pay up? When is y'all gonna give it up? Y'all doing too much in our face. Y'all playing in our fucking face too much. The fuck is you gonna give it up? Every time we ask for something, you talking about you can't do it, or it's a hold up, or we gotta run it through this channel and that. But y'all could fucking release an arms dealer? Like, come on, man. I be talking actual fact. So, and when you come to me with your emotions, that's why the fallouts be coming, because I deal with actual fact. No matter where it's coming from. Meaning, if I'm saying some shit and you come with a fact, like, nah, this is what's going on right here today, look. And you show and prove that shit, I'm gonna shut right the fuck up. But you know what? Motherfuckers don't be doing that when they come to me. These motherfuckers be running here over to me with this surface information, and they be thinking I done just jumped out of left field, because I might not be saying nothing about nothing. And then once everything is all settled, I come out with some shit. I'll be like, yo, yada, 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 yada. Motherfuckers think I'm working on this surface information they've been dealing with the whole time. So they come over here arguing. No, motherfucker. I've been digging through this shit the whole time. I know exactly who the fuck this guy is way before this even happened. You know what I mean? That's why I was surprised they did this shit. They got a whole documentary out on this dude. And they kind of probably, like, his likeness was used in that fucking movie, The Lord of War. But they got a real documentary on this dude. This dude been somebody. Y'all just getting introduced to him. That's why motherfuckers is making posts like, I don't care what they did, who they let go to get her back. And you don't? I know, because you don't know who they let go. So stop coming over here attacking me and arguing with me. Because I'm going to send you on your way with facts. And it's going to seem harsh because one thing about me, I don't know how to present the truth. And no, I'm not looking for the right words to tell you the truth. I'm not going to be picking and running around my vocabulary to try to make you feel a certain way to deliver a message. I'm going to just deliver the message. You know what I mean? And for those that get it, they going to get it. For those that don't, because most people that walk up and arrive sleep, they trying to leave sleep anyway. They just being nosy or just trying to be a part of something. That's why people running off this surface information. They don't really, most of these people didn't even know Brittney Griner. Like, real talk. Most people you see this, they wasn't watching the WNBA. They don't got no jersey. They kids don't know nothing about her. They wasn't following nothing going on with this girl until everybody started talking about it. And then, as usual, it became a social media topic. So now, in order to join the conversation, because they sitting around bored at home or at their job, can't do nothing, they ain't got nobody to talk to, they come on social media and this is the topic. So now they could find people they could communicate with and talk to. And it'd be like that with a lot of different things. That's why so many people done infiltrated into so many different industries that were stable and disrupted them and corrupted them, and now them shits is gone. I ain't even gonna talk about that right now. But yeah, people just be wanting to be involved, just be social, and you have to be knowing when you dealing with the casual social motherfucker who really don't know what the fuck they talking about, don't really got no real information. And then you got to know when you could sit down with somebody and really build, and you might could learn something too. No matter how firm you are on your stance, you may could learn something too, because they dealing with real information. They coming with real information. But people don't be coming with real information, man. People be coming with their feelings. That's the new thing. Opinion and feelings have become the new fact, yo. Don't come to me with that shit. Because I'm going to continue to send people on their way, and it's going to look harsh, and it's going to look like I'm being disrespectful, but really it's not. Because one thing about, when I be addressing people directly, like right now I'm talking, I'm using different verbiage and all that. But when I'm addressing people directly, one thing about me, I'll never be cursing nobody out. I don't have to do that. And on top of that, again, like I've been locked. The one thing you know is you respect people, no matter who they is. Like, you respect people until they disrespect you. So, you know, I'm very articulate. I could speak in a very high form. It is not a problem. So I address people, you know, correctly. Even when they may be coming at me on some nut shit, and I'll just still be eloquently dismissing them. And this is a fact. And if anybody that follow me on social media, you go through any post, you can't find nothing on social media where I was arguing with any woman, man, anything, and I said, you bitch ass nigga, or you bitch, or this. I don't do that. I don't have to. I'll be dismissing people so eloquently. That's why you don't see motherfuckers coming around me playing with me like that. Like it used to happen, but they know. They know. They'll be somewhere else talking about me in an inbox or on the phone or some shit. Niggas know, man. They know. They don't want to sit down across from me at this chess table with no mind games. Because I'm going to send niggas on their way, man. I don't play. This is what I do. I don't play. I wish I would, man, look. But I accept knowledge too. I'm a student and I'm a scholar. I got like this. I could stand firm on the shit I know because I was a student first. And then I became a teacher. You know what I mean? So anything I'll be speaking about, I'll be right on point of shame. I ain't running with no surface shit. So when you come to me, don't be coming to me with no surface shit. Your feelings and your emotions and your opinions, man, come to me with fact, man. I'll be speaking straight facts. And we can sit down and talk. We could build. Anybody. Woman, man, anybody. I could talk to anybody with some sense. And I could speak to anybody. with sense. You know what I mean? It don't have to be nothing vulgar, don't have to be heated. It could be whatever level you wanna come on. We could communicate, but we definitely need to start communicating and stop dismissing each other. Even if you don't want to communicate with me, go communicate with somebody else who has the opposite opinion or feeling from you, from what you feeling. Go communicate with them just to see where they coming from. Like, cause you might really learn something. You might really get something out of that. Like, stop just dismissing people and throwing shields up. Like, oh, so they mad at women. Or they stop. That's become a shield, man. And another thing too, like one thing about life, if anybody that's been living long enough, you know if you seen it once, you're gonna see it twice. You know what I mean? If you live long enough, you know exactly what that statement means. If you seen it once, you know you're gonna see it twice. So what I'm saying is, the same way that shit came in, it's gonna go out. Like, it's gonna go out. It's gonna go back to a period where woman wants to be with men. They want to love again. They want to be in love with their counterpart again. And y'all gonna be done pushed us so far into a cave that it's gonna be hard, man. Let's fix this shit right now. Like, for real, we gotta fix this, because everything can't be because I'm a man and you a woman. Like, we just people. Like, we gotta start communicating better. For real. And like I say, you don't want to communicate with me, find somebody else on the opposite side of what you're thinking, man. Because I'm telling you, you're gonna learn something. You're going to learn something, and probably teach them something in the process too. But you definitely gonna learn something, because you opening your mind up to information that you just refusing right off the rip because it's opposite of what you already feel or know. Like, take a chance, man. Go out and communicate with somebody else, man. See how other people are feeling through their communication. Why are they saying what they saying? For real, man. I'm off this though, man. Brittney Griner, you home, but the U.S. is a fucking big ass disappointment, and that shit was a whack ass deal.